All right, let's just get right into it. We need to talk about the Statement of Purpose, or SOP. It is, without a doubt, the most critical piece of your grad school application. And yet, most people write these boring, totally predictable essays that just scream rejection pile. So today, we're going to fix that. We are going to turn your SOP from a document you dread writing into the single most powerful tool you have.
And look, let's be totally blunt about what's at stake here. This quote from an admissions insider says it all. A bad SOP isn't just a small mistake. It's a fatal one. It will guarantee you won't get in. I don't care how great your grades are, how high your test scores are. If your SOP is weak, you're done. It's that simple. So let's make sure that doesn't happen to you.
So first up, the kiss of death. You have to understand, admissions committees read thousands of these things, and over time they've developed a kind of shorthand for the common mistakes they see over and over, the mistakes that instantly tell them an applicant isn't ready. They call them the kisses of death. And oh man, these are the classics, right? You've got the autobiography, the ever since I was a child, I've loved science. Please don't do that. Then there's the super vague goal, I want to make an impact. An impact on what? How? It means nothing. Then you've got the generic praise that just shows you did zero research. And then there's the prose CV, where you just turn your resume bullet points into sentences. They've already read your CV. And maybe the worst of all, the one-size-fits-all essay. Trust me, they can spot it a mile away, and it's an instant red flag.
So what's the fundamental problem that causes all these mistakes? It really boils down to this. Most people misunderstand the entire assignment. They write a statement of history. They look backward. They just list what they've already done. But that's not what the committee wants to see. They want a statement of, well, purpose, a forward-looking document, a plan, a proposal for the future.
Okay, so how do we fix this? It all starts with a huge strategic mindset shift. It's a simple framework that I call the 10-20-70 rule. And honestly, if you get this, it will completely change how you write your essay. Okay, let's break this down. Only about 10% of your essay, 10, should be about your past. Your experiences are just evidence. They're not the main story. 20% should be about the university. This is your why them section, where you convince them their program is the only place you can do what you want to do. But the rest, the lion's share, a whopping 70%, that has to be about your future. What research questions keep you up at night? What specific problems are you going to solve? This is the so what. And believe me, this is the part almost everyone misses.
So our next section is about finding your research angle. And listen to me on this one. This is so important. Do not just open a blank document and start writing. That's the biggest mistake you can make. This isn't about beautiful prose, not at first. It's about having a rock-solid strategy.
So here's a super practical brainstorming exercise for you. I call it the gap analysis. It's just 3 steps. Step 1, identify a very specific niche problem or question in your field. Not a huge one, a specific one. Step 2, explain what in your past makes you the perfect person to tackle that specific problem. And step 3, the clincher. Argue why this specific university, with these specific professors and these specific resources, is the one and only place you can do it. When you nail this, you create a necessity narrative. It makes your admission feel, well, inevitable. Okay, next up, architect your argument. Once you have that core idea from your gap analysis, you can't just throw it on the page. You have to build a case. A great SOP isn't just a collection of thoughts. It's a carefully constructed argument that walks the reader exactly where you want them to go. And here's the blueprint that just flat out works. Part 1 is your hook. But it's not a story about your childhood. It's an intellectual hook about a problem that fascinates you. Part 2 is your evidence. Here's where you cherry pick your 2 or 3, and only your 2 or 3, strongest experiences that back up your claims. Part 3 is all about program fit, getting super specific about faculty and labs. And finally, Part 4, you stick the landing by laying out your concrete goals for the future. All right, now for the fun part. Section 5, proving your fit. We've got the strategy, we've got the structure, now we need to talk about the actual words on the page. This is where we go from lazy, boring cliches to specific, compelling evidence that makes them say, wow, this person belongs here.
Just look at this comparison. On one side, you have the cliche, the instant turnoff. On the other side, boom, the compelling hook. See the difference? It doesn't start with a fuzzy feeling. It starts with a specific, high-level professional experience. It immediately tells the reader you're serious and sets the stage for a real academic discussion. This is the kind of hook that actually works.
Okay, this one right here might be the most critical piece of advice I can give you. The vague statement is totally worthless. It shows nothing. But the specific one, wow. That shows you've actually read their papers. You understand their specific methodologies, and you can articulate exactly how their work connects to yours. This is how you prove genuine intellectual fit. This is the good stuff.
And finally, you've heard it before, but it's the golden rule for a reason. Show, don't tell. Claiming you're hardworking means absolutely nothing. It's just noise. But showing them, telling a mini story about a time you found a problem, took initiative, and got a quantifiable result, that's everything. That 30% increase, that's what they'll remember.
All right, let's pull back and look at the big picture. We've gone through strategy, structure, and the specifics of writing. But what is this all really about? What is the ultimate goal of your statement of purpose? Because it's actually about something much bigger than just getting an acceptance letter.
It's about proving a transformation has already happened. Your SOP needs to be the evidence that you've made the leap from being a student, someone who just consumes knowledge, to being a junior researcher, someone who's ready to create knowledge. You're showing them you're not a kid anymore. You're a future colleague.
And at the end of the day, this is the entire game. This is the only test that matters. If that professor finishes reading your essay, puts it down, and thinks to themselves, this person already thinks like one of us, you've won. You're in. Everything we've talked about today, the hook, the structure, the specifics, it is all designed to produce that one single reaction.
So, I'm going to leave you with this final question. I want you to picture that admissions professor. It's 10 p.m., they're tired, they've read 50 applications today, and they're all starting to blur together into a mess of GPAs and accomplishments. After all of that, are they going to remember your list of achievements, or are they going to remember your mission, your purpose? Your job is to make damn sure it's the latter.